zap through the agenda that we have. I linked it on IRC and on Slack for those who are on Slack. And yeah, we have some updates for you. We are still 2 weeks ahead, or actually 2 weeks, 30 days. That's 20 days ahead of a release, of an upcoming release, even though we had some .release updates recently. But yeah, so we're kind of in the quiet period in a way, which is good. But there's a ton of things happening, a lot of buzz around certain things. So I can totally share more details on that with you in a minute. With me on the team side, on the admin side, we have Rachel and Roland, and we have Chris, and we have George with us. Awesome. Or actually, Kuruvila maybe is the name, or
Yeah,
George is
yeah.
the name. I don't know. Okay, Kuruvila.
Kuruvila is
Sorry, I never. Okay, sorry, Kuruvila. I'm always bad when people have lovely names that have names that I usually see as first names. I'm always like, okay, confused. But
yeah,
anyway,
it
thank you so
usually
much for
happens.
joining us. Where are you dialing in from? Where are you
I'm
connecting
from
from?
India, Kerala.
Great. So huge greetings to Kerala. Thank you for being with us here. This is really awesome. Super happy to have you on board and in the meeting. That's really, really, really cool. Okay, I'm still looking. I'm sorry. I'm still taking a quick look at the list of potential lurkers, but it's only us for now. Plus all the people, of course, who are lurking on stream. Anyway, yeah, let's go through the agenda. We have a community roundtable update, and I am wondering who added this. Was it you, Rachel?
Maybe. What's it say?
Okay, so we have a screenshot in which somebody, a mysterious person, asks if anybody's interested in receiving updates about meetings like this one. So there is a way of getting notified about community events. Or getting notified about community events and what is going on in the community. So there seems to be a weekly SUMO community meeting October and a program reminder. Oh yeah, there seems to be some reminders.
Yeah, so
Where is
there's
this
a
coming from?
so this is a built-in feature of video. It's awesome. I don't know. So the challenge would be is that you have to have LDAP to receive this notification, but we can do something similar. Like for example, we can do um, a notification where if someone signs up for a newsletter or is interested in subscribing to these updates, something like this, we could have a sumo list or a sumo. We could even use similar HTML that you see when you receive a notification from Kitsune. So it looks native to Kitsune, but just powered by something different. Or we could even go in and add an HTML notification that just gets sent out to people either manually or via Gmail calendar. What's really nice about this particular feature is that it sends you a reminder and it sends you the other option is that it can send you the recording after. So, for example, say you're in a different time zone and this time is just poo poo and just like you're asleep or you're hanging out with your kids or you're just doing stuff that you'd rather be doing out of a computer and you're just taking a break from sumo and you want to come back and look at it at your own time. And sometimes we send the link out to the recording, like, hey, if you missed it, some people would want to view it or just missed it by a couple of minutes, or just you don't want to join a meeting because being live on the internet is an invasion of privacy. So whatever the option might be, these are little reminders that you can get from uh, the new online Expo is the name of the service is the name of the software used to send these out. So this is what it looks like natively. Um, I thought that might be kind of a cool feature because I know there's so many tabs open in everybody's windows all the time. It's kind of nice to check in and watch something or listen to something, while you're doing something else. And hopefully we can get Sumo on there.
Okay, so just to summarize, there is a way of receiving notifications about upcoming meetings through video, and we may try and figure out how to customize this so that it's actually available for everybody somehow, so that you can sign up if you want to receive updates before something happens. That sounds cool. Some other day I was thinking about like creating a public calendar where we just drop all this stuff, but public calendars have this thing that they're kind of a separate thing you have to update in case something happens. Whereas this is just automatically happening in a way. So it's like it would be reminding people. Yeah, yeah, we can definitely talk about it. This is a really cool find. Thank you so much, Rachel,
Yeah.
for digging deep. Okay, moving on. We don't have any cool community news of the week this week just yet. Nobody added anything. And for contributors of the week, also a lot of crickets there. But again, remember that this agenda functions as a snapshot, but it also functions as a place where you can update things at any point whatsoever. So for example, if a day after the meeting you're like, hey, wait a minute, there was something, please drop it in here and it will be stored as long as we have internet. So hopefully. So yeah, don't think that the moment the agenda is no longer on date because it's the a day after or something, do drop things in there even if you're a day late, or you can drop it into the upcoming week's agenda and to maybe make some old news new again in the coming week. So for contributors of the week, like I said, there's nothing there. For product updates, Roland, we're in the middle of releases, like in between releases, so I guess there's nothing, but were there some updates recently, or?
We had a 6203 Firefox desktop release yesterday, primarily for Mac OS 10X, whatever, OS X 10.14 Mojave. Hopefully we fixed the major bugs for that. That's about it. We have Firefox Focus using Gecko View release, or for some people Gecko View, which is very exciting. And that's about it. Lots of releases coming up. I think we have a Firefox for iOS release, and we have probably more releases of Reality and lots of things coming up.
Okay, so yeah, stay tuned for more interesting information about product and releases. That's going to be happening because it's the end of the year, so we should be slowing down. That's why we're not slowing down.
Yeah, we have a next release October 23rd, Tuesday, October 23rd, and then December the 12th. So it ain't over yet, folks. Those are just the Firefox and Fennec releases. We have lots more stuff going out before the end of the year.
And segueing in on that part, on the 23rd October release, and jumping over the platform updates and just telling you that Madalena is not with us today because it's a day off in Germany. It's the, how did you say, Ron? Vereinigungstag or something? Yeah, it's basically
Vereinigung, feel free to correct German native speakers. Reunification, or Tag der Deutschen Einheit is the official name, Day of National Unity, or German Unity. The day the Germany was proclaimed to be one.
The day the biggest country in Europe right now reunited after being split by history and whatnot. So yeah.
October the 3rd, 1990, was it?
Or
no, we can Google it.
91.
We can Google it.
But anyway, yeah. Conveniently happening in the very middle of the week, so Madalena can just say, oh, I have a day off. I should have to, skip the community meeting. Well, anyway, no platform updates other than we did have the refresh happening. There are still some small niggles here and there, and thank you so much. There are small things to be still fixed, but you have done a great job of spotting them and reporting them. So we have 2 devs on that who were working on the update on making the designer's vision real on the website. So please, please, please be patient, and they're gonna figure things out. Like there's definitely a lot of input from your side about things not working properly in some places, but very small things. So that's the good part. The great part is it's nowhere near a catastrophe where the site is unusable and things just explode and fall over. It's just small things that have not migrated well or have look a bit different than they did in the preview for different technical reasons. So keep reporting any things you see, but there's not that many of them, fortunately, and they're going to be fixed soon. Moving over to the knowledge base and LTN updates, indeed. So I'm going to mention the upcoming release in a second, but yeah, we had over 360 updates in the KP over the past 7 days across all locales. So huge, huge, huge thanks to everybody who contributed. I'm really, really grateful on behalf of all the users who are using your hard work as help, and you've been doing a great job of updating things. Also for the upcoming product release on October 23rd. And there is an updated stats sheet for the support knowledge base changes and so on across different locales for September, across the top locales. So if you're interested in numbers and spreadsheets, take a look. My main takeaway from this is that after the summer season, which is a bit slower, and now autumn officially starting at the end of September. Definitely more people are active online, and that shows in the number of general revisions happening across all locales. So quite a few people are just jumping in and trying to catch up with the changes that have happened over time. So that's really, really cool. And yeah, October 23rd releases. Reminding about 5 articles that are basically there as the main updates. There may be some smaller things happening still on the side, but for now, these 5 are the main ones for the upcoming release. And this is the part where I tell you that I really, really, really hope that we can get something together out next week with the whole Eltonen team across all of Mozilla. So basically, people working on the website, so paying, and people working on the product, so that would be Francesco or Flawed, and people working with everybody across everything, so basically Delphine and Theo. We would like to have a general update for all the localizers across Mozilla regarding the stuff that's coming up in our different corners of localization. And I hope we get to draft something together with those 4 people I mentioned for next week and just share it with everybody so we have kind of a snapshot situation for the updates across different locales and different parts of Mozilla, because Mozilla is not only product, there's many, many other things around there. So that if you're a localizer and you just look at this, you can go like, oh, okay, so this is what's happening, for the upcoming release in general, and maybe I prefer to do some marketing stuff. Maybe I want to do some Mozilla.org translation if it's still available. Maybe I want to do some SUMO articles, whatever. But we're going to try and have it in one place only, so you don't have to bother to check in 10 different places. Also, you will not be bothered by us going like, oh yeah, wait a minute, last minute, this information. There will probably be an email blast or so, some sort of a some sort of a singular communication coming out. Could be a bunch of tweets directed at some people, could be just an email sent to all the localizers around Mozilla just saying, hey, people, we're trying to do this in a blog now. Please check that one blog post. And information should be there. I'm not 100% sure how it's going to look just yet because we've been discussing this for a while now. And I want to make sure that it works for everybody because I'm not the one who wants to run the whole show. It's more about a shared project with everybody else who does localization. So fingers crossed for that. And yeah, with that, I'm going to finish the Elton part, take a very quick break of 10 seconds to just take a look around at all the different communication channels we have to make sure that we are not missing anybody's input, but I think we're fine. And I am going to give it over to the mostly virtual, but still absolutely real, Rachel, with her super duper awesome goggles, and I will have a question. What's with the goggles? And then I'm going to shut up and let you update everybody on what's going on.
Sure. So this is a teaser because Reality is gonna join us next week, but I want to share. It's gonna be a little laggy. What I'm doing is I'm sharing the Oculus Go. This is a 3D headset. It's the um, cheapest one you can get on the market. But basically, Firefox Reality is a browser that you can use with your 3D goggles. I'm sure there's a 3D headset. Apologies, goggles is quite the word that I'm sharing. So this is a screenshot of what we did in testing, where we could share. So this is what it will look like. So you'll see 2 different screens. This is an extension used on Chrome. We are still troubleshooting the VLC sharing option that is on the market at the moment. Andy was helping us out. So this is a quick view of what you might see. So I wanted to give you a heads up before I share the live stream that I'm troubleshooting at the moment. I don't want you to get dizzy. So for those of you that are watching the recording or watching now, if you have any issues with seeing 2 screens at once, please fast forward. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a little bit of Reality and we'll see if the stream will work. If not, join us next week for a pre-recording of a successful view of Reality. So here it goes. I'm gonna put this on my face and I think I'm gonna share the right. All right, let me know if you can see this. Okay, can you see that?
Yep.
Awesome, great. Okay,
Yep.
so I'm gonna go
Amazing.
on in. This is Firefox Reality. So let me exit. And so this is what it will look like. You might see that there's some stars up here. There's a nice little background. In your library, once you get it going and downloaded, you'll see that there is a browser, and this is the home page. And you've got a really nice background if you like going out into the mountains. There's also a full screen mode. So if you like to read articles or watch movies, you can go in here and adjust how big the screen is. So like for example, say my eyes are a little bit smaller than those that might you can go in here, go 3 times, 2 times. So there's a couple features in here that are really nice. You can scroll. So some of these are featured artists, which are really nice. Um, so I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna exit full screen here. There's a private mode, so you can go in and browse. What's kind of nice is that you still have to point. I don't know if you can see this, but you can go to say like support.monzo.org because support's awesome. Let's see if they. I haven't actually done this yet, so we'll see if it shows the mobile site or not. So this will take you to an anonymous page. So yeah, it will show the mobile site, so we can go in, ask a question about Firefox Reality. I can get started, or I can get community support. So if I get started, I can see all the articles. So how to install private mode, which is we're in right now, how to resize the window, using voice search. I won't use that because you'll probably get an echo from this device sharing with the video stream. So you could try that on your own. Video reality and VR headsets. So these are the devices that are supported. You could go through and check out. So it's the Vive, the Oculus Go, and I think the new one that just came out that was announced. But I'm not entirely sure, so I'm going to take this off and stop sharing. If you have any questions um, that you want to go more deep dive into, we're going to try to have Nancy, project manager, come in and join us next week to answer questions about it. There is an option to do a sideload. It's kind of really exciting. I know it's a new way to browse the web. I'm still a little dizzy after putting those goggles on, so it's something to get used to. You probably don't want to drive right after using it for at least an hour. And maybe set a timer. It's kind of like when you were staring at your screen or your phone for the first time, eventually there were laws that were passed where you can't drive and text at the same time. So just be mindful where you are, in your home so you don't get bruises and stuff like that. So, but it's a lot of fun. Check it out. The standalone device is really great as well. Basically, what it is it takes the phone and it literally just puts it up to your face, and you kind of get the same experience, but it might fog up your glasses, just as a heads up. But yeah, that's Firefox Reality. Um, I can move on to updates unless there's any questions of those people in the room. Um, are you excited?
This is amazing. Thank you so much. And that's a really cool spoiler. That should be like the trailer for the product in general. They should just we can edit the video. Oh, sorry, I was actually face muted for that. Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was really cool, by the way. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Andy here.
Oh, sorry, I have a question.
What's your question?
With glasses on, does that change anything, or do your glasses interfere with anything in the kit, or there's enough
So
space in there? Yeah.
there was enough space in there. These are these are 3 inches tall.
Okay.
They're what do you call them? Like the 60. They're not the aviator size, so they're not like huge.
They're not like
and
super
have sort of
big.
a small
Yeah.
head. But if you look at this,
Hmm.
the cushioning on the device,
Yeah.
um, it, it my glasses fit in there, so they kind of stabilize. So my
Oh,
glasses
so
kind
you.
of go like this. So what's nice is that from the top and the bottom, it fit in there. If they were a little bit smaller, I could see them, like if you were
Yeah.
going like
Yeah.
this, they
Going
might,
back.
but they didn't slip too much. So
Okay.
there's a nice little indent. Rift, and then there was a second one, the Revenge or something. New Oculus device. What was it called?
They're calling it the Quest.
The Quest. There you go. Thank you very much. Yes. So the Quest is, I think, $100 more. It still has that fit. So yeah, for those of you with glasses, I mean, I wouldn't play football in these, but or rugby or any contact sports, but you'd still have a good time in the virtual world playing it. Yeah. Okay. I guess exciting things. Updates, right? Moving on. Okay. So support forum. I just wanted to say thank you. Remember to take breaks. Thank you very much for all your help in the forums. It's been amazing to see all your help in there with all of these releases coming up. So thank you. Reality, if you're interested in sideloading, Sabrina made a post in the forums on how you can sideload step by step. We didn't really go into too much detail, just kind of teased you a little bit. So check out that link there. Metrics from the last week, we had some top contributors, Tracer, Krell, FS User, Fred, and McCoy. Thank you very much for all of your help. Just because they answer a lot of the questions doesn't mean that other contributions aren't helpful as well. Next week, I'm going to try to add a couple of new community member posts to say thank you as well with some positive input. We do that in support in Twitter, so I hope to grab some of the highlights to show how awesome the community is. Some of the top view new threads. So we went into the 52,000s, the last four numbers of the URL. We had over, I think, 500 questions last week, which is 100 less than the week before. So that's pretty typical of the fourth week after a release. We did have a little increase because of the reality questions. We only had 2 or 3 though, so not too much. But questions in here, Firefox sends the same request twice, so this is a developer question. You probably need to file up for a bug. If you missed the Monday meeting, there was a update in Mojave that was broken, but I think we're working on a fix for it. So this is the question. Silverlight Pug not found on macOS. Oh, Mojave's. Mojave was the new macOS update. They're working on a fix for that. I think that might have been patched in .2, but correct me if I'm wrong. Asa had a really nice update to that, so I'll be sure to link to that agenda after this meeting. There's an issue with pasting URL where it turns into example.com. This might be from the software, but we're still troubleshooting that particular thread. And then no se puede ningún sonido en ninguna pestaña después de una actualización de AMD. So no sound plays after any tab after an update. So we're looking into. I know there was a patch for NVIDIA, AMD Radeon 6.5 graphics driver is something we're checking out. Someone is knocking on the door. And then there's a couple issues where people are saying that video player doesn't work. I think there's something about like one of the particular Linux packages that probably won't look into that. And then of course JavaScript doesn't work anymore. PKS11 module to deploy in enterprise. This is one of the top viewed questions that wasn't answered. Mike Capley jumped on that last night, so thank you very much, Mike Capley. Really appreciate your help in the forums. And then one of the top questions for Reality is, can you open local file schema URLs? So for example, if you wanted to be a web developer and do a local hosting of a web page and view it from the browser. They want to know if you can host your particular HTML site locally on the device. So it looks like there was a very helpful answer in there from Nancy. Yeah, that's it for updates there. Social support. If you're interested, get involved today. We have the social support guidelines to take a look. The September 2018 community newsletter has been postponed. We're going to work on that today. Still working on some of those metrics for the first 3 weeks of the release. Thank you so much for all of your help reading those tweets, reading those forum posts, and helping us get those top issues to the product team to make sure that those users are prioritized. We want to make sure that every little pain point that support users see on the front lines get a voice in that meeting. So thanks so much for your help. There's going to be a few more. Be sure to take breaks this month. There's a lot of really exciting things, and we look forward to your help. But I know I've said this already 10 times. Go for a walk. Spend some time away from the computer when you can. Heart. Just looking out for y'all. Okay, back to you, Vesper.
I think he left the call.
Oh, he paced out.
Yeah, I don't see him anymore.
Okay, well, I hope everything is okay. No problem. Are there any questions or any
I have a
like?
question?
Yeah, sure. What's
For the
going
top
on?
contributors, do they know that they're being thanked?
Do the top contributors know that they're being thanked? Well, based on the metrics that we saw in last month with the amount of views of the recording, we had about 11 views on YouTube and 8 views online. But I don't know who those people are. So the answer is I don't think so, and I don't know. How would you? I've private messaged them in the past, and
Oh, okay.
but they don't get it every week. So, what do you think? What do you think would be a good way to let them know that they're being talked? Very lovely things are being said about them on the meetings like this.
I guess a PM should do.
Should I link to the video? Hey, we
Yeah.
think you're awesome. I'll do that. Thank you for the suggestion. Send them a virtual e-card. Do those still exist? They must. Virtual e-cards.
I don't know. I've never used them.
Thank you.
Is
That
Vesper
was a
in
new
Slack
culture starter.
or IRC?
Yeah, let's find out. We don't want to end the party without him. Oh, nope, another meeting. Don't worry about it. So he had to go. Working on another meeting, but let's check IRC if there's any questions. We have, nope, just agenda meeting notes. How about Telegram? Nope. Okay, no problem. Let's share this meeting link recording with all your friends. Tell people about SUMO. Come join the reality gathering. No, there's another word for it. Anyway, I'm gonna stop babbling, but I hope you enjoy your day. I didn't see any questions in the forums or on the IRC or on the Telegram or in the Slack, so we'll see you online. Reach out anytime. And thank you so much, and look out for those private message thank yous. Yeah? Okay. Bye guys.
All right.
Have a nice one.
Bye. Yeah.